He's been fighting for universal basic income for a long time. He even has an impact here in New Orleans, working with Mayor LaToya Cantrell. And there's big things coming. You can learn more about him from his website, ScottSantens.com. Here's Scott Santens. He's going to speak about universal basic income.
Woo! Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So yeah, last year I was in New York at the first Basic Income March. And there I talked about the need for basic income, how I got into it, why it was important based on evidence, and because we have a right to it. But today I want to talk about three different things. One is the obvious need for basic income that we all understand, hopefully, right now. And also two not so obvious things. The first thing that should be obvious now happened back in March, when our entire world changed. Millions of people lost their jobs. People began to be lined up in food banks that were miles long. People were unable to pay their rent and housing on time. All through this, Congress debated. We got one check, some of us, for $1,200, and that was it. And now here we are today. So it should be obvious that the reason we need basic income is because we all need money. It's very simple. We all need money. If we had money, people would actually be able to pay for food, pay for housing, pay their monthly bills, and we wouldn't be in this mess that we are in right now. Instead, perhaps, if we already had a basic income, members of Congress would have spent time debating how much more to provide temporarily, and none of us would have been worrying about our existence. Because our existence is not up for debate. Survival is not something that Team Red or Team Blue gets to argue over.
Exactly.
It is our right. Now, there is another reason for basic income that is immediate but less obvious, and that is we all need power. Power is the freedom to say no. We are experiencing a massive loss of power right now, as millions of people are no longer employed. What happens then with millions of people unemployed to the point where there are millions more people seeking jobs than there are jobs? Suddenly, you get a lot more yes men. You get a lot more keeping your head down, not saying anything. You get a lot more abuse. You get a lot more extortion. We need the power to actually say to these people, no, I will not work extra hours for no extra pay. I will not work for $8 an hour and risking my life to provide someone a cheeseburger. We have and should have the power to dictate our own choices and to refuse what other people choose for us. Now, the third thing that is less obvious but also immediate is that we also all need trust. We are experiencing a pandemic itself of a loss of trust in our institutions, our government, our politicians, and each other. That loss of trust impacts all of society. How are we supposed to have a functioning society if we don't trust each other? One of the things the Finland experiment with basic income found is that trust actually increased. It increased for politicians, it increased for institutions, and it increased for each other. And of course it did. Because basic income is society saying, I trust you. It's the government saying, I trust you. And if we actually have a foundation of trust, then upon that foundation, we can actually build a society that works.
Yeah.
So the reasons we need basic income right now is that we all need money, we all need power, and we all need trust. Without these things, I worry about the future of human civilization. With these things, I look toward a better future. For there is no humankind without kind humans. And inhumanity reigns as long as we do not trust each other with the power to choose our own directions in our own lives. We are the only species on Earth that has to pay to live here. And I think it's time that we cover that inhumane cost. Today and every day until we achieve UBI, I march for UBI. And thank you all today for marching with me.
All right.